the GT's tiny tank was now nearly empty. This is a splash and dash. Right, petroleum. Oh, please let it not be one of those stupid American ones where I've got to pay first because I don't know how much I want. Sadly, it was. No, not a debit card. No, I haven't got one. Oh. What? Hello. The pumps are...
Not approved. Does it have a chip in it? It's probably because of the chip.
How do I pay?
I'll turn the pump on, you pump what you need, and then I'll let you run the card in here when you're done.
Thank you so much. So you talk like Hugh Grant, you can get anywhere.
The only blessing was his small fuel tank.
I think he stopped for fuel.
Has this Stig ever stopped for fuel before?
How will he pay for it?
You got a Nectar card?
Well, let's find out. I am going to do one lap of the M25 in this thing to see if it's bearable. And to make it more interesting, I shall be going in convoy with a petrol-powered Lupo. And the producer has said, however much money I save in fuel by driving this, I can spend in the shop. $3.99. With both cars full to the brim of fuel, it was time to set off. Right, that is now brimmed. And the news is frankly astonishing because this little diesel here has done 75 miles to the gallon and the petrol only managed 42 miles to the gallon, and that's a huge gulf. So are the savings. On just one lap of the M25, 119 miles, I've saved £4.29p, which I'm now going to go and spend in the shop.
Why do you put that in first? That's your litres. You need to put your miles in.
No. I need to do the calculation to get it into gallons, don't I? Which is times divide by 4.45.
Yes, put it in the memory.
I don't know how you do that.
Memory plus.
I can't get my glasses
What do you divide
on.
the gallons by?
Oh, God, you two are so hopeless.
4.4. No, gallons.
Right, memory plus.
Divide by...
Memory plus. I've done
Right,
that.
then clear.
4.45.
Clear.
Divide it by. James.
Wait a minute. What was your mileage?
Is it 4.45?
What?
What was your mileage?
Oh. What is my mileage? This is pathetic. What is my mileage?
Do you want to divide
Right.
it by 4.45?
What's that? Why have you made me... OK, so it's
James.
126.
What to divide the mileage by? The gallons by 4.45.
126.4.
If you've got gallons.
That's my mileage.
Right, press the divide button,
I've got litres.
which is that one. It's like a dash with a dot on
Yes,
the
yes,
side.
yes. And
And then
what?
press memory recall,
Which is that
your
one.
gallons, yes, and then press equals, and you should have a figure. I know
What
what
do I
it is,
divide my
roughly.
litres by?
4.45. Right.
Right, Hammond, since you
anybody
cheated and hardly drove anywhere today, what miles to the gallon
And
did
he,
you
and he
know
wasn't
will
going
be?
very fast
No.
either. So,
It was the fastest car
but
here.
you weren't stretching your car, so
But it was faster
It
than...
was well within its own
But it
capabilities.
was faster than everybody
You just
else's.
cheated.
you were cruising.
What is the miles per...
9.086.
9.1 miles to the gallon.
Yes.
James.
8.0.
Quite fast.
Go on.
Is it?
Go on.
6.6.
There you go. There you go.
6 3/4 miles to the gallon.
Yeah. They just eat fuel, Lambert.
6.75. If you'd have driven as far as us today, imagine what you'd have used.
I reckon if you rub its back, it'll give a really big burp. and then go to sleep.
I want to drive it some more.
Yes,
I like
let's
this
go.
Land of
Let's go
Beauty.
and drive.
6.75 miles to the gallon.
9.1. Mine's economical as well as fast. Well-ish. None of us made double
It
figures.
is actually. His is the fastest and the most economical now.
Can we have some amazement, please?
Wow.
Wow. OK, what I'm doing now is a very simple test. I'm filling this 4.6 litre Range Rover Vogue SE up to the brim with petrol. Hold on a sec. I mean, right. I think you'll agree, this is now full, yes? Now, what I'm going to do is take it for a little drive. Then we're going to come back and fill it up again, and we'll see just how many miles to the gallon this thing is actually doing. All right, all I have to do now is zero the trip. There we go. And we're ready. Let's on road. Okay. Now, I've been driving around for a couple of hours in the sort of stop-start city traffic that you get when you're taking the kids to school or going to work, and I've done 41.7 miles. And what I'm going to do now is fill it up to the brim again. You've got to brim it so it's all just spurting out. That's going to be, come on. That's it. 20.85 litres. And now we have to do the maths. Okay, that's 20.85 litres. Now we'll convert that from Eurobabble into English by dividing it by 4.546 equals 4.58 gallons. We'll make a note of that. 4.5864 gallons. Okie doke. Now then, we did 41.7 miles divided by 4.5864 miles to the gallon coming up, everybody. 9 miles to the gallon. See that little bucket next? Well, he's moved it now, but they put an extra bit in that for themselves. And then it somehow is on your bill. James and Richard don't know that, which is why their bill's probably going to be £2,500 to fill their tanks up.
Nothing big enough, is there?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
Very well, thank
Anything you wish?
you. Do you have anything enormous?
You what?
Nothing. No, it's just huge. Just big. No, just like it doesn't matter what it is, frankly, but big. Okay.
How much is the war gin?
The what?
Waraji.
All right, 18,000.
It's 18,000.
18,000.
I'll give you this for some war gin. This is very, very special. Made from banana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's called war gin. War gin. Waraji. It's a fighting drink. I'm going to give some to James, see if we can speed him up. That's the most environmentally friendly thing I've ever seen.
Yes.
So you dispense petrol by hand.
Yes.
This is how Greenpeace should run their cars.
Which one do you like more?
Which?
Government or manual? Like this?
Well, I think I prefer electricity.
Okay.
I bet you prefer. Do you prefer electricity?
But also this is better.
This is better.
No problem with it.
James,
Yeah.
would you like a drink of health and joy?
I'm running out of fuel. That's happened very suddenly. This is May. How's everyone doing for fuel?
I have about a quarter of a tank.
I'm going to need more fuel. The mighty North Star has drunk it.
Happily, we soon saw signs for a service station.
That's excellent. I was just about to start panicking.
Oh. Small problem here. It's not open.
So we drove on to the next one.
Oh, thank God. Where is it? Where's the fuel?
Oh, it's not finished.
They could even be fuel tanks waiting to go in.
So we drove on to the next one.
Please let this one be open.
But that didn't have fuel either.
How much money are they spending on service stations?
Well, a lot, but they're not earning any from them, I can tell you that.
The problem China has is it's building motorways so fast that the people building the service stations to supply the motorway with fuel can't keep up.
Chaps, my fumes are running out now.
After passing 2 more unfinished service stations, we finally got lucky.
Oh, thank God. Ooh, that's a relief.
However, our problems weren't quite over. I mean, is that petrol or diesel? What's that? That?
Does green mean petrol or diesel? Ooh.
Oh, well, that's...
How do you know which fuel is which?
Well, we've no idea. She just comes... This is what she just did with mine. She just put that in and I'm going, is it petrol?
She's putting it in, whatever it is.
With the Lucky Dip fill-up complete, we were ready to roll. However, in the RAC-approved Cadillac...
My car won't start. It's the battery.
Or have you filled it up with Ribena? As the rest of China was keen to use this one completed service station, I had to push Hammond clear of the pumps. It's not really the message we want to be sending out to the people of China that our cars have broken. I'm doing manual labour. I've found the battery.
Okay.
Success!
Hammond, quite a lot of Chinese people looking.
Well, that's the jump leads test done. We've done the jump leads test. If ever we needed them,
Yeah.
Those
we could do it.
Chinese-made jump leads were excellent.
Excellent. Not that we needed them.
This car is absolutely of its time.
Now, this is what I call shock and awe.
It's hammer time.
I have not been interested in any Cadillac, really, not since '57, and I wasn't born then, so I wasn't particularly interested even then. But this is just amazing, isn't it?
I think it's fabulous. It's stolen the show a bit, hasn't it?
It has. I mean, it has. It's walked all over the Bentley, which is, you know, which we thought would be the king of the hill today.
Yeah.
Can they make it?
Well, I didn't say this in the film, but this is really just a prototype. It's a sort of experimental car, but they could make it because there's nothing, there's no pie in the sky stuff. It's got a proper engine, it's a proper space frame, it's got a normal interior. They could make it.
Can I see that engine?
yeah.
I know I saw it when you filmed. I just want
Yeah.
to see it in real life.
Now, this would be powered on the real version,
Well,
obviously.
it would be. I know Americans might lose weight if they actually had to do something for themselves.
Oh, hey.
Look at... Where's the propeller?
Yeah.
I mean, it either needs one on the front or on the back. And that's how many? 13 and a half?
It's actually 13.6 litres, 1,000 horsepower.
So, what will it take for them to actually put this into production?
Well, I reckon those people I mentioned in the film, like, you know...
Elton and
Posh
Bex
and
and
Bex
Posh,
and you
yeah.
and Stuart Hall. If they-
Stuart Hall?
Stuart Hall. You ring up Cadillac, whatever their number is, and say, make that car.
So, Stuart, if you're watching tonight, do that. You'll be the talk of Cheshire.
Well, the interesting thing is they're going to do a two-door version of the Phaeton, kind of. Basically, it's all the technical stuff out of that car in a different body, but with a much better badge. It's this, the Bentley Continental GT, and it is probably the most eagerly anticipated car for decades.
Designed by a Belgian bloke.
Apparently so, yes.
Whose only previous credit was the Skoda Fabia.
Yeah, well, it's a bit of a career jump. It's like an architect doing a garage and then doing the Natural History Museum next week. But
I know, but he can be proud. His mum can be proud.
She can be chuffed.
I mean, look at this interior. Scoop round and get in here. Honestly, it puts me in mind of the old Aston Martin Vantage. You've got bits of feet-on stuff all over everywhere, but there's a sense of absolute luxury and absolute power.
Now, Bentley have said we can't drive it yet because it's not ready, but they're going to have it ready by the end of the year because that's when it's launched. It'll cost 120,000 quid.
Tell them how fast it goes.
Well, absolutely, because 0 to 60 time. This is a big car, remember, a big Bentley, about the size of this building. 0 to 60, 4.8. 4.8 seconds.
Tell them the top speed.
In that.
Top speed.
Top speed, any ideas? I'll tell you.
Guess?
200.
You get clever. That's what you get.
He's wrong. It's 198 miles an hour.
Yeah! Won't do that again.
198
it's
is
incredible.
phenomenally
But,
fast.
truth be told, you know, we're not Bentley owners. You're not. I'm certainly not. So we probably could do with the opinion of one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And look what we have here. You have a Bentley.
Sort of. I mean,
Sort
you know,
of. It's a very old one, but it's a Bentley nevertheless. So what do you think of this?
What do I think of that? Well, the engine's good. You
Brilliant.
know that. And it's got 2 turbochargers as well.
Which the Phaeton doesn't have.
Exactly.
So you know it's got 550 brake horsepower. There's 50 more
Yep.
than a Ferrari 575. And the torque.
They put it on the machine and it just ripped the machine apart.
It
Took so much
turned the
torque.
house that the machine was in upside down and roared off.
Yeah.
So the engine's good.
Just a bit.
Right, you like the shape?
Yeah,
We like
adorable.
the interior?
Yeah.
We like the ashtray action?
Yeah.
I haven't actually looked in the boot, but...
It's going to be good, I'm sure. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really not stacking up to be a recipe for disaster, this thing, is it? It's
No.
looking good.
We're going to be testing it, obviously, in the next series.
I'm going to be testing it in the next series.
Actually, it's I think, the opinion of a younger guy.
It's a heavy car, it needs a heavy driver.
It's a gentleman's car.
It's a young man's
Requires a
Bentley,
gentleman.
clearly.
We
I think
will be testing it, and I will be telling you what it's like in the next series.
This is the Peugeot Onyx. It is, of course, just a concept car, but it's quite interesting. You'll notice that a lot of it is made out of raw copper, which is an ideal material for making a car because it's very cheap. It is, of course, extremely strong, and it doesn't go green in the rain. The engine is a 600 horsepower, 3.7 litre turbocharged V8 diesel. It's actually, in essence, the engine from Peugeot's diesel Le Mans car.
No question. You see, the thing is, if you get the diesel, you still get that amazing screen that allows you to make movies. But there's so much more to it than that. For obvious reasons, you can't watch a DVD while you're driving along, for example, okay? But if we look at this, okay, the passenger here is looking at a DVD, yes? You can see that. But if we look at the screen from where I'm sitting, it's satellite navigation. Same screen, look at this. I see sat-nav. Where the passenger is sitting, they can see a DVD. On the same screen, I'm sorry, come back again, look, sat-nav. This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life.
And it doesn't end there either, does it? Because those cameras you were talking
Oh, no, you well remembered, I'd forgotten. Look at this.
I can
Yeah,
see.
so you can see, okay. We zoom in, okay, zoom in like this. So we zoom in, and then you can move it up.
Oh, you can actually move the that is.
Look at that!
That's getting better by the second. It's Lexcam! That's brilliant!
Perv Vision!
Who invented that?
That is Perv Vision. Yes!
That is just genius!
Would you like to go round the back?
Sorry, mate? Oh, yes, the cameras at the back.
Look at the back. Look at the
Yeah,
back. Zoom
yeah.
in.
And if I...
In.
a
No,
second.
no, look what you've done! I'm sorry. That's disgusting.
Sorry.
Now look,
He looks like the Mekong.
That's a disappointment.
if you two could just stop mucking around for a minute, I've got quite a serious point to make over here. If you want to spend more money on your Range Rover, for Pete's sake, don't spend it trying to make it go faster, because you'll ruin it. Instead, why not spend it on making it a bit more luxurious? Now, a company called Overfinch has collaborated with Holland & Holland, the gun makers, to produce this.
Yeah, now it's still a Range Rover, so inside you've got the clever, amazing witchcraft screen and everything, but a bit more. So, for instance, this wood here, you've got this marquetry work in it. Lovely. And then these panels on the steering wheel, you can have these custom engraved to match your own shotguns, obviously.
Now, the leather is the stuff they use on the very finest business jets. And in the back, you do lose a seat, but instead, you get this piece of furniture from the bedroom of Louis XIV. More exquisite marquetry in here There is some nice cut glass, and down here there is a refrigerator, and it is a refrigerator, not merely a slightly chilly cubbyhole. The cost of all this is £139,000.
Now that is a lot of money, but then this car does come with the best optional extra ever fitted to any car in the whole of human history, I think I'm right in saying?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yes.
It is.
Okay,
It is right.
it's this chest here in the back. In this drawer here, we find, okay, there is space for your gun. This particular gun in this one, get a brace of these, they actually cost more than the car does. No, seriously. Okay, so that's the guns, all right, on this side. And what goes with guns? You're right, drink. And so, in here we find the glasses, the vodka, the whiskey, obviously the champagne. Paul Roger is in the fridge in the car itself. And here is the really amazing bit. This is what's called a self-replenishing drinks cabinet. For the first year you own the car, when your drink supplies are getting low, they come round and top them up free of charge.
Wow! Wow!
Do I have to buy the car, or can I just have the self-replenishing drinks cabinet?
Honestly, I tell you what, if I bought this car, the diesel in the tank after 1 year would be exactly the same as it was when it came.
It was still in the same field. I tried drinking the diesel, but then the man arrived with more champagne. I just want one of those.
No, it is. I mean, really and truthfully, this is the car to buy if you are sensible or if you're drunk. But have a look at AC, Britain's oldest surviving car maker. Obviously, they're best known for the Cobra, which is here with a new supercharged engine. But the big news is this Ace. It's available for the first time with a hardtop, new interior, more horsepower, and a carbon fibre bonnet. The price has gone up to a whopping £75,000, but it's a nice car. Smooth. Stylish. If you have no friends, how about this single-seat V8 supercharged Rinspeed Mono Ego, which was designed by French couturier Jean-Charles de Castelbajac. Now that's all very well, but think about it the other way round. If Gordon Murray, who did the McLaren, suddenly took it upon himself to design an item of clothing, he might come up with a shell suit. It's a concept which Rover have brought along to show how they're thinking. It's fantastic. It's got a little 3-cylinder engine which is mounted under the rear seat. Now, by putting it there, you get better crash protection at the front, and you end up with a mid-engined, rear-wheel drive, wheel at each corner sports car. Of course, if you want practicality, there's a 5-door version which has more space on the inside than a 7 Series BMW. You know, all the technology needed to build these cars is available right now. So Rover, what are you waiting for? There's the usual round of stupid, whimsical concept cars here, but we've managed to find some intelligent ones. Alfa Romeo has built a chassis to which coach builders can bolt any body they see fit. This is one they've done in-house. It's just gorgeous. But the biggest story in GT racing starts here with this American-made Panos Roadster. Now, Panos decided they wanted to enter Le Mans and quickly discovered that this car would be about as competitive as a Nissan Sunny. They therefore came over to England and asked a company called Reynard if they could build them a vehicle with a bit more stuff. This is what they came up with, and this is the car they'll actually be racing at Le Mans this year. Now, the most amazing thing is not its extraordinary style or its 6-litre V8 engine or even the fact it doesn't have a back window. No, the most amazing thing is the team boss, Michael Barrymore.
Can I have a proper car now, please? Ah, that'll do. The Dodge Charger, a proper muscle car and a descendant of the original, launched in 1968. The original Charger coated the entire American road network with rubber. True to form, this one has a supercharged 4.7-litre V8, rear-wheel drive and 5 on the floor. Great. Fill her up, John Boy. What on earth are you doing, man?
Sir, I'm filling her up with CNG, sir.
Now, this is confusing. The Americans call petrol gas, but this car really does run on gas, CNG, or compressed natural gas. The result is, this car is so clean it qualifies as an ultra-low emissions vehicle. You could even drive it in pollution-paranoid California, where it's against federal law to break wind in public. Not that Americans do that, of course. Natural gas is a fuel that, you will remember, is very abundant in Britain. Is that near Egypt? The interior appears to have been designed by Chuck Yeager. He wasn't happy with the normal gear knob, so he used the joystick from one of his fighter aircraft instead. So why am I driving like a big Jessie? Because I'm not allowed to thrash these one-off experimental jobs. So there you go, 55 miles an hour. Yee-haw. But so far, these have just been retakes on good old American iron. I've come a long way. Show me something different. Hello, what's this? Bored with your luxury sports saloon, but don't fancy a big fat four-wheel drive? You want a Chrysler Citadel. It has a hybrid power plant and a hybrid shape, half sports coupe, half four-wheel drive. So they're calling it a hybrid, probably named by a bloke from Baden-Baden. The Americans, as we know, are the laziest people on the planet. It's not just that they won't walk anywhere anymore. They're also beginning to find opening the car door a bit too much trouble. So we get a remote control. But there is a good civic-minded reason for all this. This is the first sports hybrid, whatever it is, that can be driven by someone in a wheelchair. The rear door's also remote control, so you can forklift your GM foods directly into the boot. The trunk. Under the bonnet is a V6 petrol engine of 253 horsepower, driving the rear wheels. Nothing unusual about that. But there's also a 70 horsepower electric motor connected to the front wheels. Now, in normal driving like this, we're just using the V6. It's like a perfectly normal car. But if you're braking, going down a long hill, for example, the system becomes regenerative. What this means is that the kinetic energy of... Are you listening to this? Yes, you, sir, reclining on your sofa. This might be the future. Now sit up and pay attention. The kinetic energy of the car, that is the energy it has because it's moving, is converted into electrical energy and stored in the batteries. Then, when you get to a nice straight bit and you put your foot down, the electric motor cuts in as well, giving you a bit of extra shove. And to be honest, I can't actually feel it happening. So, the chances of any of these cars making it into production? Nil. So is it a waste of time? No. The point is to show that green thinking on engine technology needn't mean dull cars. Hurrah! Meanwhile, news reaches me of some Americans working on a family car that can fly.